All right. Yes. So everybody's seen my Iron Fist videos. Uh, you know, so I've been taking a look at Iron Fist for quite some time. He's actually one of, I would argue, the best champs for questing, especially speed questing, and in general, if you want to save time and not be stuck in the game, period. He actually works very well in AEW offense as well. Not a defensive character at all. He has a glass jaw, but he's solid. So my Iron Fist is rank 4. He was one of 2 rank 4s, one that I did, and I don't regret it whatsoever. So for you buffheads here, what you're looking at is I've always been like toying around with synergies and teams. And there's a lot of things that I do behind the scenes to try to figure out, what am I going to run? What's going to optimize damage output and basically allow me to do things like kill Dormammu in 12 hits. And so I looked at a couple of pretty good teams here. And to give you like a little bit of background, I looked at, what is the best team to pair Iron Fist with? Sometimes it changes if you have to do gates and other things. But, I tested a team with 2 Drax, Ronan and Gamora. You could see kind of numbers. I actually went through the videos and recorded the damage of what he does on the critical hits with the number of armor breaks on lights and mediums. Like, see, this is how much I actually pay attention to kind of do it. Put some damages in there, even ran through, toying around with fighting Winter Soldier to kind of get an idea of like the average amount of damage. I didn't actually like go through and finish the fights because Assassin would kick in and I just get bored. I don't like long fights. And none of these are with suicides because the suicides will exponentially increase that damage. So I just did it. This is just basic damage, no specials. Gives you an idea. And so Iron Fist is interesting because the number of armor breaks he gets, his damage just like climbs like awesome. And he has a 20% chance, 21% chance to get an armor break. And so those can stack up. You can easily get 4, 5, 6 or more. So this is a decent team. You saw Seaton posted something that Ronan is really good for dealing with Dormammu, but if you got Iron Fist, why are you going to bother with Ronan? But I was thinking about that before I went and did my legend run. I was thinking about like, shoot, maybe I should actually use Ronan. I decided not to. Next team I looked at, and this is the one I actually decided to go with, is Iron Fist with mutants. I had to use a 3-star Klops because I sold my 4-star and my 5 stars in war. So you lose about 2%, attack. So it's 12%. This is 10% with the 3-star, not a big deal. And about 5% more critical damage, 75 versus 70. But the nice thing about it is my Klops are 4. So having the 3-star is nice. So the Iron Fist for every single battle is always the default character because it actually wastes time switching to pick the right character for each fight. And then I looked, I was concerned. I was like, maybe I do need Witch. Is this power gain going to be an issue? Apparently it's not. It's actually a great thing. So what happens if I pop out, one of the characters and go ahead and put in my Witch along with my Iron Fist because I just like using my Iron Fist. You can see here the damage starts going down from the thing. It's about 7.9% damage. Excuse me, I'm trying to do that. It's about 7.9% damage. What am I looking at here? Reduction. So you notice the difference between 23-13 for a medium hit with 1 armor break using the full mutant team versus throwing a witch in there. You're going to lose about 200, a little less than 200 health when you hit one of those, which is a difference of about 7.9%. So this is the mutant team's about 8% on average more damage on the critical hits, which does add up over time. I mean, look at the average damage over time, right? 160 hits, the average damage was 1,800 when I divided versus 1,500. So I try to pay attention to the actual raw numbers as well as the stacking numbers over time. Then I looked at, there's always these questions like, I think mags is better. Like if you use double mags, what if I don't use storm? What if I use blah, blah, blah? So I looked at some other teams. And honestly, what I found out is the best team for critical, like you can get higher critical rates, but the critical damage matters too. And so for me, looking at raw numbers, I've just found that if you're going to run a mutant team with somebody in the 5th slot, like Iron Fist, Witch, etc., the best damage output / ratio is best to use whoever plus Magneto plus Storm plus Wolvie plus Cyclops. And the red-faced Cyclops, actually not the OG one, not the 90s one, because the 90s Cyclops actually doesn't have a critical damage bonus. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little look into the numbers and kind of explain it. And I thank you for your time, and I'll run a real quick clip again so you can see how that damage actually looks with suicide, which is even way more than this. Thank you for your time.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.